Please stand for the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic which stands one nation.
Good evening, everyone. It is just after 6 o'clock, July 7th. May I please have a roll call?
Mayor Sims,
Here.
Attorney George Loy,
Here.
Bill Cheever,
Present.
Shanda Cortez, Kim Kramer. What was that?
Yes.
I see that. I thought she had some tobacco in there. Dave Patty
Present.
and Gary Allen.
Present.
Thank you.
Thank you, Doug. On to the minutes. If you have had a chance to review the minutes from our last regular meeting on the 16th, may I please get an approval?
I make a motion that we approve the minutes from last meeting.
I'll second.
Just for the record, I did misspell Jenny Lynn's name. I'll correct that in the minutes. And I was a little vague in the description of the project the MRC is engaged in, and I'll put in Riverwalk so it's clear. With those two amendments.
No objection.
Okay. For the vote, Bill Cheever,
Aye.
Shanda Cortez,
Abstain?
Kim Kramer.
Abstain.
Gotcha. I got it. Dave Patty
Aye.
and Gary Allen.
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you. I don't believe we have any additions or deletions to the agenda tonight. Okay, on to citizen participation. On to department head reports. Tonight there'll be oral. We have, let's start with ADA, please. Hi, Diane.
Good evening, everyone. As a broken record, I'd like for you to save September 13th. I know I don't need this down here, but September 13th for our bowling cornhole fundraiser for the ADA. Think about having a team, paying for a lane sign, or any friends or anybody that you can think of, hairdressers or barbers or whatever, would like to make a donation basket for our raffle. We do make a lot of money off of selling raffle tickets. More raffle bags we have, the better. And bring money and support us. Action Club had new officers. They're having their dance this year instead of a prom. They're doing a 50-60s dance. That will be on July 19th at Lirio's old workshop. And then we're still working on the fall dance from the ADA helping with. Had a booth at the festival, Spirit of Monticello Festival. Talked to some really good people. I didn't feel like the booth space down at the end had a great attendance. They did have up by the bandstand and for the different contests and stuff, I thought, but it was warm, but we had a breeze. We lived. So like that. For the festival, the mayor and I made a executive decision when we found out that the festival was going to have to pay $700 to rent an ADA compatible, compliant porta potty. They was going to pay $700 for the 2-day weekend. We got to checking, and so the ADA council, not city money, the ADA council money, bought a ADA compliant porta potty, and it's large, so he's Big John. So we will have that offered for any festivals or anything like that in town to rent that from us at a cheaper rate than they could rent it for somebody else. The ADA, all the webinars I've been taking are really pushed at public events, making sure that they are ADA compliant when they have these festivals. So that's making it easier on our people and even our parks. When they have something special, we can put this porta potty there for them also, that we are compliant with all of our events that happen in the city area. So just get with me on that. We're still working on the rental price. We will be offering also advertising to put on the side of the porta potty with business names and things like that for people who would like to contribute to the purchase of this. Because we did use our grant matching funds to buy this because it was an emergency situation. And people got with us really well. They had it brought in, put together, and delivered within 7 days. So it worked out very, very well. We've been asked to have a vendor in Buffalo, but I don't believe or a booth at Buffalo. I don't think we're going to do that just strictly because I'm Monticello ADA. I would like to put out, about ADA all over the place. And if I would like to put out about our fundraiser and things like that, and maybe even the rental, but we don't have our prices set and everything for the rental, so I don't know that we're going to do that. And that's this Saturday. Because of the festival, I've gotten 3 different agencies have contacted me to come and speak at their things. The one Wednesday is at White Oaks, and they told me it could be up to 65 people. So I guess I'm doing that. So if anybody belongs to anything that's going on Wednesday morning at White Oaks, you're stuck with me. That's my report.
Fire department? Chief?
Good evening. We had our pancake breakfast this past Saturday, is well attended. Also gave the mayor drew the ticket for the golf cart. Mr. Jim Estes, just north of Monticello, he's the one who won the golf cart. We delivered that to him on Saturday. Our 2 new ambulances that were ordered 3 years ago, they were delivered on the 2nd. They were put in service the afternoon of July 2nd. And then just some July 4th weekend statistics. We did 58 total calls. 43 of those were EMS calls, or ambulance calls. 35% of our EMS calls involved drugs, alcohol, or violence. We had 1 water rescue. We had 1 technical rescue. And keep in mind those, not all of these calls, they involve multiple units. Sometimes it's not just 1 ambulance. Sometimes it might be 2 or 3 vehicles from our department and other departments. So we averaged just over 15 calls a shift for the weekend. And we generally do like 11 or 12 through the summer, like a day. So any questions? Thank you.
Parks department? Hi, Mitch.
Evening, gentlemen, ladies. Real quick, 3rd session of swim lessons started today. So we have over 130 people in that session. So we are actually looking at a new record for this year. Last year we had 373, and this year we're going to have over 380. So great program, serving a lot of young individuals in our community. So and they look like they're having fun, so that's a good thing. With that, you guys have read the report I sent to you. Our pool water heater did go down. Our heater core actually finally gave out. We had Owens Welding go through and patch that, and it lasted for about 2 to 3 weeks, and it failed again. We're going to give it 1 more shot. We actually today cleaned it up, power washed it, straightened some things out. We're going to have it brazed tomorrow, hopefully, and have it back in by the end of the week. And all I needed is for another 2 weeks and we'll be good. So, so I am looking into a new heater. Right now, I've seen it range from $45,000 to $60,000. It is needed, but that is something that could be utilized for another 15, 20 years. We rebuild a new pool, renovate, whatever, it can be shifted to that facility as well. So I think it would be an investment in the future of the pool. So just to let you know that that's on my radar now, and we're working toward that. We did have one of our trucks brake system. I push things to the limit, I think. But anyway, we had issues with the brake system, and it's been about $1,000 getting all that fixed. Truck is running again. Again, we budgeted money for next year for a new vehicle. Right now, I'm debating whether I should maybe buy that vehicle out of this year's funds and then use the money that we budgeted next year for the dump truck. That might be a move that I might make here. So looking at that, we did have the restrooms at the city park back up. Luckily, it was something that we were able to find out, and it was just the equipment when they were putting in the new sewer line for the force main through the park. It was just a little bit too heavy over that line, crushed it. Last Thursday, we fixed it before the holiday weekend, so it's good to go, and hopefully it'll last for several years from now. So got that taken care of. Pickleball courts. It was in on June 30th. So if you've not been over there, it looks really nice. It is temporary. It's not an excellent surface, but it's okay. Look at Dave shaking. That's right. So Dave came by and checked it out. Has anybody played on it yet? No. Okay.
I didn't play on it, but I stopped by there the night. I saw a bunch of the lifeguards and that crew playing. They
Yeah.
said they liked it a lot, but they said that was the only issue was it was just, the surface was a little, you had to be on your toes.
Yes,
That
yeah.
ball was going in a lot of different directions, they said. So, but
So-
they were happy it was there,
So
and it looks real nice.
yeah, yeah. So a little bit of a unique surface. There you go. So, yes, right. So, but anyway, with that said, we are going to be having a Parks Board meeting this Wednesday, and I encourage as many city council members to come as possible, because we will be talking about possible pickleball locations with the Land and Water Grant. In case people don't know, the state has withheld that this year. It was federal funding. So I'm not sure what's going on there right now, but this year, cities and towns throughout the state of Indiana, well, all around, I believe, were not funded and would not be able to get funding through the Land and Water Grant. So we're going to see where that goes. I don't know what the state's thinking yet. I'm going to check into that. So I do have Emily coming from Kirksey, who will maybe share a little bit more on what she knows at the meeting on Wednesday. You want me to give you a call? Okay, we'll do. So he'll be in spirit. Yeah. So fitness court, that was a great event for all of that made it to that. It was a really great turnout. We had a decent speaker, so but anyway, it was good to see that many people, and I think it's going to be a good thing. And then parks programs this month of June, this past month, June, was very busy. We had over 400 people visit the Nature Center, and an additional 100 doing other programs as well as the Nature Center. So it was really it's really been a busy month. Nikki's doing a great job as the park programs and activities coordinator. And I will stop there. Any questions? Did I make the 3 minutes? Oh, 6 minutes. No. So I like to talk. So all right. Yeah, scary. All right. Thanks.
Mitch, great job. Thank you.
Thank you.
Great job. Wastewater. Gonna go in order, not there.
Good evening. So, City Park Lift Station updates, F&K construction. they connected the force main, the end of the force main into the structure at Maple and Cleveland. And then Daystar removed all of their non-essential fencing, signs, equipments, all the road closure, barrels and everything was removed because it's done for now. That portion of the construction is finished. F&K had the roads patched, so all the way down Tioga in spots and also Maple. Small daylight holes, these are tiny holes. We had two good sized ones where the connections had to be made. They were all patched. There is one patch that is having an issue. It's got a sinkhole, so I'm in touch with the inspector and everything today and see if we can get that fixed because we don't need to have any more roads sinking on us. Let's see what else we got here. We applied for a scholarship for Nick Longbonds, one of our operators. I think Nick's been there about 3 going on 4 years. And this scholarship, now here it is, it's 2025 MWDPTC scholarship. I'm like, what does that thing stand for, right? Midwest Damage Prevention Training Conference. Nick does locates, and this is what this is for. This is from the Indiana Utility Regulatory Commission, which my guys had to take a course in that once before. Anytime you hit a gas line, you'll have to take that. So this is preventing that. And yeah, save us some money later on when we go to dig. That's my report. Thank you.
Thank you. Street Department?
Good. Water and grass. We did do that all weekend, kind of trying to keep it alive, and parts of it's not looking too good, but we'll get there. We water twice a day, every day, so. We've hit a little slowdown in our Hickory and Dogwood Street project. Milestone's been a no-show now for almost 3 weeks. I did have a discussion with them today, and we have a meeting with them on Wednesday, so hopefully we'll get that moving along and get that finished up here soon. We've hit a little issue with our traffic light project. Several of the lights are not in as good a shape as we had hoped for, so we're looking at options and ideas of what we can do and what that kind of money, extra money we might get into there, and what extra money, if any, might be available from NDOT. So more details to follow, but we have run into a little hitch in that little project, but we'll work through it and we'll get there. Josh and Matt and myself, we went to LTAP class 2 weeks ago. Part of this community crossings, we now have to be certified to inspect our roads. We went through the class. We've all 3 taken the test and we've all passed, so we're good to go. We've been trimming trees. We've gotten through most of the alleys. I think we're going to start on some sidewalks next and keep moving along. That's where we're at.
Frank, on those traffic signals, they're obviously made of plastic, right? So what is their usual life expectancy on something like that? Are we close to that, or?
Probably.
Yeah.
I mean, some of them's been there since, well, the expansion of Main Street and 6th Street. So some of them have been up there, 20 and 25 years, and what happens to plastic when it's out in the sun. And so, yeah, they probably are. So, but it's just, it wasn't kind of really, I guess we'd hoped for better, but
Yeah.
sometimes things don't go as planned.
2 types of plastic, the kind that's broke and the kind that will break.
And some of it is broke and some of it we're sure will break.
Will break, 100%.
Yes.
Okay, thanks. Thanks, Frank. Police Department. Chief.
Good morning.
Good
How is
morning.
everybody? Morning, morning. I've been gone, so I really don't know what happened all last week. I had no phone service and it was great. No emails, nothing. So I spent the day catching up. So what I have now is our May stats, up to May stats. Traffic stops, we're at 1,135. We're at 44 arrests. We're at 107 accidents. Mind you, this is until May. We're at 2863 CAT entries. We're at cases to the prosecutor's office is 101. As of May, Rich's calls are at 252. He had 25 for May, and that's ordinance violations with animal control because he does both. With that being said, he was also on vacation that month. So he was pretty busy when he was here. The festival, it's over. I'm glad. People stayed hydrated. We arrested 5 on Saturday for alcohol-related incidents. Saturday, they started at 9 a.m. during our 5K. So that's the only incident we had. An individual come through the barricades and decided to drive his vehicle towards our folks that were finishing up on their 5K. Luckily, we were able to get him stopped before he did something. So it was extremely hot. We've had a busy weekend. We've had a busy week. The guys are tired. So I don't know that we'll get much accomplished this week, but hey, we're going to try.
You got anything positive you could add to this?
I was gone all last week. It was nice. No, we were out at the boat parade. We had guys out there. It was a good turnout. I heard some very good, very talented speakers. I wasn't able to make it to the fitness opening ceremony. It looked like it was a good turnout. And then we had pancakes at Cody's place. It was, it's really good. So, any questions for me? Nope. All right. Frank, did I mean it? Yes.
Water Department.
So besides the normal work orders and locates, we've been working on getting meter pits cleaned out, ones that are full of dirt and sand, raising the ones that need to be raised, and still working on MIU swap outs on meters that are underperforming or not working at all. The Lakeview Housing Addition project did their hydrostatic pressure test and it passed, and all the back T samples come back good, so they're ready to go. And then finally, we've been finishing up. We finished up our consumer confidence reports. It's been sent out, and it should be arriving in the mail anytime. And it's also going to be on the city's webpage, and it will be available at the water utility office. That'll be it for us.
Okay, thank you. Okay, down to committee reports.
We haven't had any committees last week.
Okay. Old business, there's none. New business, first one up is Soma. This is a stock shake request. Hello.
Hello. The Streets Monticello Association is requesting to have a stocking shake, which is also like a bucket shake, on July 19th. We put the hours from 10 to 12, but we might do it 9 to 12. We do this shake every few years just to have a little bit of extra funds for the city lights. And this year we're adding more things to the courthouse lawn. So we decided we would do a bucket shake along with our Christmas in July golf outing, which is Friday. For the golf outing? Oh, the bucket shake. We haven't done it in so many years. It's probably been probably 4 years, I think, maybe. But if we get $5,000, we'd be really, really happy. But That's about how much we got. It seems like the last time, but I wouldn't swear on that. Yeah. Huh? Oh, for that last one? Oh, I thought we got, oh. Maybe I get it confused sometimes with Special Olympics because we hit $5,000 with something I was in, so it could have been that. I don't remember.
So paperwork all turned in, the
Yep.
request?
Yep, and I emailed both chiefs and the street superintendent. And Frank got back with me and said he had plenty of cones. We'll have the vests and whatnot.
Open, the date's open too, right?
Yep.
Okay. Standard questions.
Okay.
Standard citizen.
That's right.
At least you're not saying I'm substandard.
I make a motion, we.
There you go.
approve The bucket shake.
Thank you, Kim. Putting me
I'll-
out of my misery.
Second, whatever she said.
The motion. Okay. I heard her.
I agree with that opinion. For the vote, Bill Cheever,
Aye.
Shanda Cortez,
Aye.
Kim Kramer, not okay. Dave Patty
Aye.
and Gary Allen.
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Every time going by.
New business item number 2, this is SOMA's budget request. Hi, Brandy.
Hello. So I am requesting from the city council support for SOMA. I came 3 years ago and asked for the previous 3 years. So this year's the last year. So I'm asking for 10,000 for 26, 27, and 28. No, each year. And I'm prepared for any questions that you have.
The only question I had, and I actually said something to Bill before, just, I see your budget's right around that 20,000 number the last couple of years. So where does the other 10,000 come from?
Like this budget here,
Yeah. This profit and loss statement, I guess. I was
for
looking
profit
at.
and loss, okay.
Yeah.
So here's our
I
actual
was just curious.
budget too. So on the profit and loss, we do have some money saved up from fundraisers and things like that. But also, if you know, we've started our grant program this year, so 20,000 is going towards that for this year. But we have 91,000 total. If you want to see our statement.
And Brandy, just for clarification, I think you were storing up dollars
Yes.
for
the
grant
grant
match.
program.
Yeah.
The 10,000 was, so it's be 30,000.
Yes.
Okay.
I won't make you wait. I'll make a motion to finance the 10,000 over 3 years.
I'll second, so Kim doesn't have to.
Just for clarification, then this will be written up into a ordinance or a resolution. That's how we did it last time. That resolution. Okay. Yeah, so we should be able to see that next time, but we can get that rolling probably, right? Copy change dates. There you go.
Okay, thank you.
I've got it. For the vote, Bill Cheever,
Aye.
Shanda Cortez,
Aye.
Kim Kramer, nods good enough, okay. And Dave Patty
Aye.
and Gary Allen.
Aye. Thank you, Brandy. New business, item number 3, this is a discussion on the wastewater utility rate.
All right, so I'll kind of make a comment here. Everyone on the council, I believe, had a chance to look over the report from Baker Tilly, the summary of the estimated monthly and the different proposals going down the left side. I sent one out with my proposal. So basically just run through and there's estimated monthly bills, alternate 1, 2, alternate 1, and then alternate 2, and 20 and 30-year bonds. I believe that we should be looking at the 35. And then there's 3 options there for the amount of increases. And my recommendation is that we go with the staggered approach, like we talked about. And not that I want to do any of them, but I would recommend doing the 20, 20, and then target around 15. The 15 would be adjusted at the end for what we need to close on the SRF loan. So
And is that one set in stone, or is that one going to be a little flexible at the end?
the one's going to be flexible at the end because it'll be correct, George. It'll be sized to match whatever that ends up needing to be at the end. when we
Yeah,
get to that.
as Baker Tilly recommends, first of all, matching up with what Bill has said, they recommend either the 3 or 4 year approach, but they recommend that with our new ordinance that we would adopt coming up, that phase 1 and phase 2 only be addressed, and then phase 3 later on, again, depending on the need.
And then I think from a timing perspective, we know we need at least 60 days for the company to build, update, and that kind of thing. So we'll just have to adjust the start time on it. So originally, I think we were looking at trying to do in August. I don't think we have the time available to do that. It'll be a little bit later than that. So if we just move them out, in my opinion, we move them out at least 6 months apart. So whenever it can be effective for 1, then we wait 6 months.
Even the third one?
Well, the third one, we'll see when that comes in, because as you know, the project timing, we have to have it passed by the time we square up on the SRF loan. Yep.
Yeah. So the council will need to take a vote as to which alternative they want to pursue. Then I will prepare the ordinance for consideration and introduction at an upcoming meeting, first reading, and then is set for second reading and a public hearing at the next meeting with a required public notice that's published one time at least 10 days prior to the meeting.
Is there a certain time frame we think this is going to start then if it doesn't happen in August? Because I think Bob and I were talking not too long ago that he needs to get it going, right?
Well,
Like it's due now. We got to move.
Just to help with that, Dave. First reading, I would assume we would have at the next meeting. Is that possible, George?
Sure.
And then the second reading, the first meeting in August,
Yeah.
unless you suspend the rules, right?
No, you'll have a public hearing.
There
and
has to
adopt-
be, okay, so the earliest it would be the second meeting, first meeting in August, correct? For passage.
So we're talking less than 30 days from August 1st to get it going.
60.
And then it'd be 60
so
days,
They're out than that.
it'd be 60 days from there, as soon as we could have it in the software or after approval by the
So
council.
that's looking at,
Say again?
looking at like October 1st is going to be about that time frame. So then what I would say then is go 6 months from there for the phase 2 of it. Yes. That would be my recommendation.
Okay.
So, but certainly I'm not trying to push anybody into anything. So if there's another opinion on doing it differently, structure wise, I mean, I'm open to that. If anybody has any different opinion. Possibly, maybe October can actually be moved out to, January.
The second.
For phase three.
For phase three.
Yes.
Yeah, just phase three.
Right.
Like Bob was saying, it's gotta be, everything's got to be signed, and documented. Yeah. That's all right.
Anything else? on this?
Need a vote.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Need to vote on which one we're picking?
Yes.
we just make a motion there. Yeah, so I'll make a motion that, we have city attorney start writing up the, ordinance to, use alternate 35-year bond at, two increases in this ordinance, 20%, and then the second one at 20%. Starting 6 months apart from whenever that first available targeted date is.
I'll second.
Any other discussion? Bill Cheever,
Aye.
Shanda Cortez,
Aye.
Kim Kramer. Thank you. Dave Patty
Aye.
and Gary Allen.
Aye.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, Bill. Miscellaneous? Any other matters?
Yeah, I have circulated a proposed draft for our deer reduction project, an ordinance that Chief Clark is largely responsible for your consideration and review, and get back to Chief Clark and myself as far as any questions or any other matters pertaining to that. Then there has been the bid notice for the new waste collection contract that will be open at the next Board of Works meeting coming up. So that's coming up.
I just want to add a couple things. Last week, like we said, Chief Clark was on vacation, and so was wastewater Bob. Both their departments did a great job while you guys were gone. They were excellent. And about the fitness court, I want to thank everybody who showed up. That was a lot of fun. A lot of work went into that, and I just couldn't be any prouder. So thank you, Frank. I know you were all over the water and kept the grass growing, and Mitch, appreciate it. Thank you, guys. If there's nothing else, our next meeting will be, when is it? July 21st, 6 o'clock? All right, if there's nothing else, meeting's adjourned. Thank you.